Hello, good evening. Welcome to another ALTTP Randomizer daily race. Today we're going to have a mystery seed, so the runners do not know what they will be seeing tonight, and neither do we. We will be featuring Roach 788 and Dazed Cloud, but this is a race of 5 total entrants. We can see from the starting screen that they will start with the sword. So that's one thing we do know. I'm Zethno, and I will be joined by Jurasi tonight.
Hey. Yeah, we got the runners going here, and we will see what sort of a mystery seed we have. Hopefully nothing too horrible, but could be Randomizer, could be Entrance.
It could be Randomizer entrance.
That too.
Yeah, we have. Unfortunately, we can't get the swordless seed. But yeah, we can have Randomizer, just bosses, or just enemies, or both. We can get a standard, an open, inverted, a retro. Ooh, nope, I don't think we can do retro because it shows the arrows, I believe, right?
Right. The fact that we have an arrow count means it's not retro, at least not for arrows, but arrows and keys can actually be separate. Oh, we're having a standard open, and the boots are in Eastern Palace.
Oh. So, well, that's interesting that it's on standard. We've seen a lot of that recently because that's what we've been seeing for the practice for the big tournament.
Yeah, but with any luck, this isn't hard. And
Yeah.
they're starting with a sword.
Well, I'm sure the runners would be happy not to get hard, but what if they get the 5% expert chance?
Yeah, there is that possibility too. And I can't remember if we can have like standard. Oh, and there's a key. So this is going to be wild keys at least. Can't remember if we can also have like entrance shuffle at this point. It does not look like overworld enemy shuffle.
If with key shuffle, we can still get entrance shuffle. The big thing with entrance is that we will have full key sanity. Unfortunately, unless we get a key or well, that doesn't even tell us anything. Standard is going to be relatively plain and vanilla, just due to the fact that if standard is not, then it makes things very difficult to actually complete the game.
Yeah. And the thing about, even though we do have wild small keys, we don't yet know about big keys. When we get the big key in front of Zelda's cell, we'll then find out whether big keys are also going to be wild. If we just pick it up, then it's not full key sanity, it's just small key shuffle. If we pick it up and get a message, then it's going to be...
Yeah, the only problem there is that we could just have specifically just the big and the small keys.
That is also a possibility.
There's a question in chat about ambrosia settings. Those were not included in the mystery weights, so we will not be seeing ambrosia settings tonight.
No,
that is one thing I can guarantee you will not see.
Just by dumb luck, Uncle happened to give the boots hint because there's a base probability of like 5% that Uncle gives a boots hint if you have a standard opening.
And Biggie, no text. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, yeah, we have small keys shuffled, but not big keys shuffled. It means that we did not get an entrance shuffle tonight. Yeah, entrance shuffle requires either full key sanity or none of it.
And we don't know the status of whether Maps and compasses are wild yet.
Oh, we'll find out as we find a map and a compass. I don't think we've seen a map from one of the chests yet.
No, but we'll also find out if either runner does a map check once they get out of Sanctuary. If
Oh, that'll
crystals
help.
and pendants are already on it, then we'll know for sure there.
Well, there's also the compasses that we really won't know until we get to a dungeon, or we just randomly find one in the chest.
Right. But at the same time, since we know the boots are in Eastern, and most of Eastern is Sphere 1, I would expect a fairly early Eastern play.
That creates an interesting question. If you know the boots are in Eastern, but you cannot finish Eastern, do you go into Eastern to try to get them? What if they're on the boss?
Right. I mean, since I know these runners and they can easily do the Eastern Dark Rooms, even if the boots are in the vanilla Big Key chest and therefore out of logic, I'm sure they can get them. But yeah, we do need the bow to get to the boss.
Yeah. The other problem is if Eastern is required as a crystal, then having to do it twice will take a lot of time. The thing is, will early boots make up that amount of time? And probably.
Oh, and also just to
Oh! Yeah, we
Wow.
both saw that simultaneously.
But just to address something in chat, damage shuffle does not enter into these settings, nor does enemy health shuffle. So the enemies will have their vanilla health and do their vanilla damage.
Oh, now that small key we found, that was just a play?
Small keys are enemy drops.
Was,
they're not going to give the message. Those are.
Yeah.
We're not doing like pot shuffle or anything.
Small key, Skullwoods. Okay, there it is. Oh, Turtle Rock. We got a bottle. Bottle before Kakariko is always nice.
Yeah, we also have the powder before Kakariko, so if the hammer were to show up, we could even do Magic Bat on our first swing through there.
See, we always normally have to talk about bombs and drop packs and all of that while in standard, but our runners got a 3-bomb from a chest, so there was no worry there. They got to clear the back of escape and don't have to worry about it moving forward.
Now, one other thing we definitely don't know. Oh, Roach did the map a little bit too early, I guess. Is anyone gonna do the map now?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, map shuffled.
Yeah, that is definitely a map shuffle, which also means we will get randomized dungeon music.
Okay, so we've got map shuffle, small key shuffle, no enemizer, no entrance shuffle.
A nice tree pull from Roach there for 80 rupees.
Yeah. Oh, only hearts from the crab. That's not particularly helpful. We've got a relatively simple seed here in terms of the settings.
The big catch is we don't yet know what the goal is, and we won't know that until we can go to the pyramid and check the sign.
Well, I'm still waiting for one of these runners to walk into a boss room and find Trinix.
That is entirely possible.
That would be great. Well, just immediately find a boat in Eastern, go to the back, find Trinex. Well, we're not finishing this dungeon right now. Comment in chat, boots on Trinex in Eastern would be rude. Yes, it would. Especially with the hint. The hint telling you to go to Eastern right away, and then you find out that it's on Trinex.
Though we'd still need the bow to get to the boss just to get past the Igors.
Yeah, no. But you put a vanilla bow in Eastern, making them super happy. They go to the back to get these boots and find Trinex. How do you feel as a runner when that happens? Yeah. I think I would be ready to throw my my controller at a window. Not a good thing to do. And feel like it wouldn't actually do. We have a lot of money this seed. Both runners over
Not a
200
bad
rupees.
thing. I mean, we can visit the bottle vendor.
Wow. Blind's hut, he was really just hoarding money.
And the nice thing about finding the powder before the mushroom is that we can do the mushroom turn-in and not have to worry about whether we'll be wasting the opportunity for fake powder. And hey, that's our third fetch quest item.
Well, at least we know that we have them, so we won't be looking for them. Bottle vendor gives us a bug net. I guess that's semi-useful. You could
So Sick Kid will give us a bottle.
Yeah. Nope. Shield.
I didn't even realize we were already on our second shield.
Unfortunately, I think that means we cannot have expert item pool.
That is true. It is not expert item pool.
So anyone that was really hoping for those really tough settings, this is not your seed. We could still have hard item pool, which would just be hilarious considering how much hard item pool we've seen in the dailies recently. More money on both screens. We just got money pickups everywhere. That's actually a good point. What if this is a standard hard pool 7-7 Ganon?
That is entirely possible. At least we have like map and small key shuffle, right?
You know, if you're these runners and you get standard and then you find out hard pool and then you find out 7-7, you've got to be sitting there going, "This is not what I signed up for, is it?"
Well, we'll find out. Maybe the blue mail will show up, and that'll immediately rule out hard mode.
Just to confirm something, the runners can get fire shield and hard item pool. They just can't get mirror shield. Expert item pool removes the fire shield, so we still do have the possibility of hard item pool.
Indeed.
Ooh, that's the second Turtle Rock key. Nudge, nudge, Trinex.
If indeed bosses are not shuffled.
Yes, or Armos Knights. Since Trinex is in Eastern with those boots, right?
For all we know.
Well, the seed can't be that nice to the runners. Turtle Rock. Really? 3 Turtle Rock keys. Can we get a key for another dungeon?
And we know the big keys aren't shuffled, so I mean, as long as the big key isn't vanilla, that's all we need to get through Turtle Rock. Of course, if the big key is vanilla, we need all 4 small keys, and logic expects us to have all 4 small keys regardless.
Yeah, we are still a few items away from being able to access that dungeon.
So, looks like Daze is doing the mushroom turn-in, while Roach does the more typical South Shore checks.
I mean, it's a good way to get this out of the way. You can find out if it's anything. Oh!
That's something.
That is definitely something. That's something they're gonna really want.
Now, we don't have access to Death Mountain, but it is a nice weapon for going through, for instance, Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yes, definitely an item I'm always happy to have in there, because those mini Moldorms like to walk away or into you, depending on which one you don't want. 10 arrows. Okay, for a second I thought Roach was going to pick up those arrows, and I was wondering why. Oh, there's another good use for that hook shot. Like Daze just showed, you can walk through blocks. Now we are getting an Agina check. Oh, we have a prediction started. On the goal.
I thought I'd throw that in there, just, one of the things about these settings is that if it's a crystal requirement, it will be at least 3 crystals. So there's no chance that it would only be like 0, 1, or 2.
Yep. The only way to get less than that is on entrance, and unfortunately, we didn't get an entrance seed tonight. Or fortunately, depending on what you like viewing. Wow. 3 to 6 crystals is strongly in the lead with the votes. Chat is being nice to our runners today.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, that's weird.
So it looks... Oh, Roach is checking the stun prize, okay. And he's going to be getting his hook shot soon, I think. Oh, looks like he's going to do a Houlihan, actually, before he goes over there. While Dazed Cloud gives us our first look at Mini Moldorm Cave.
Houlihan will put Roach in a position to be able to go check Zora if he wants.
So maybe he won't be turning in that mushroom immediately if he's gonna... Ooh!
Ooh! Yeah, that was the exact same reaction for both of us. A glove! Oh, actually, an Akita Turtle Rock!
Well, we've got all our TR small keys.
Game, so okay, incoming Meyer small keys. We're just gonna get the keys in reverse order. We're gonna ignore the fact that we have a Skullwoods key. Still plenty of time to get those chat predictions in, so if you got some channel points lying around from the last stream you watched, or even this one, go place your bet.
Yeah, what are you hoping for, Zethno?
For the sake of the viewers, I think the longer seat's interesting. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take a guess on the 7 crystal / all dungeons. Although we'll see what the. I don't think the odds are good on that.
And are you personally hoping for 7 crystals or all dungeons?
Ah, there it is, 10%. Well, there is a much lower percent chance for all dungeons. I'm trying to do the math in my head while watching the stream, and I can't do it. Too many things at once. So let's go 7 crystals. What about you? What are you thinking?
I kind of want to see 6 crystals. That would be interesting.
Oh, there's some good bit of voting going on, but we're getting our first Ice Rod Cave check, I think. Unless, no, I Dazed one up here earlier, I think, right?
Yeah, so there's a 10% chance of all dungeons. And if it's a crystal goal, within the 80%, and a 10% chance of PED, so 80% chance that it's some number of crystals. Within that, it's 40% chance of 7 crystals.
Yeah, it's that there's 45% chance of defeat cannon, 35% chance of fast cannon, so we got 80% chance of crystal goals. And then you have to do the odds of that versus the actual 7 crystals within it. It gets complicated.
There's our desert small, not that we can really get into desert. There's an eastern map, though. That could be useful, knowing, whether eastern is a pendant or crystal, since we are going to want to at least go in there for the boots.
Definitely. Map check.
Ooh. Did
No,
you
I
see
missed that.
what was on Zora Ledge?
Nope.
That
I'm
was a
just checking.
bow.
Oh. Interesting.
So Eastern Boss may be flipper locked, depending where the other bow is.
In Eastern, with Trinix on the boss.
Of course.
What I was talking about earlier. You know, if Trinix actually ends up on the boss, this is going to be ridiculous.
Maybe someday we'll get to a boss fight and find out.
Yeah, because one of the big last, apart from the goal, that's the big last thing that we want to see. That and the pool, the item pool.
By the way, with all those Turtle Rock keys showing up, how much do you want to bet that Turtle Rock is Ether to get into?
Pretty good, except we still need a lot of items to get up there.
We need a hammer, we need the second glove upgrade, and we need either, for logic, we need either a lamp or a flute.
Yeah, which I feel like that's quite a few things. Now, they could all be in Easter. No, they can't, because boots are one of the 3 items there.
Well, there are either 4 or 5 items in Eastern, because the Eastern map is not in Eastern, and we don't know about compasses yet.
I get this feeling, due to the fact that we haven't seen a compass yet, that compasses will be in their normal tundras. Now, this could just be the seed playing a nice trick on our runners and us, but... Green pendant is Eastern.
Vanilla!
Okay. Oh, did you see those swings from Roach?
And did you see the Titan's mitts on Days Cloud's side at the same time?
Oh. Rage slashes from Roach, though. Not happy seeing that bow on.
Yeah. Well, and especially since if you're going to do Ancilla Glitch to fake Flipper down to Zora Ledge, usually you use the bow to do that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's the main one I know how to do. The other one requires Kin of Samaria, I believe, right?
Yeah, because you can do anything with Cane of Samaria, famously known as the most broken item in the game.
I think there's one with Red Boomerang, but we don't have that either. So no one's splash deleting their way there for now. And you do not want to fake Flipper that with a water walk, stored water walk. That's dangerous. And not worth it.
So it looks like Roach is now setting up to take the Whirlpool over to Witch's Hut, and he will get his hook shot.
Speaking of needing logic, logically needing a lamp or flute to get up the mountain, Dazed Cloud is completely ignoring that and is going to go up in the dark.
Well, I wonder if Roach will remember the boots hint at least.
Yeah, it's interesting that we haven't seen someone go in there.
Because it's pretty crazy how much the seed has been screaming Turtle Rock. Without the hammer, we can't actually open it, but we can check the medallion. We can actually get that far.
Yeah. We do have the Moon Pearl, which is nice too. We can actually check Hookshot Cave while we're here.
Yeah, the only thing is we don't have a mirror, and since we can't use the Turtle Rock portal, we have to go back down the mountain to use that portal that Dazed Cloud just walked by.
Yep, just gonna check Paradox Cave first.
Yeah, so go up through Paradox, go down through Spiral, then use the portal, go back up through Super Bunny. And Roach also isn't interested in those boots, apparently.
It is very interesting that no one is making the play to get them. There's a pretty significant time save with boots if you get them this early. There is the chance that they're on the boss, but that's a 1 in 5 chance? 5 chests in there?
Yeah, well, depends on the compass status, so it's either 1 in 4 or 1 in 5.
Well, I was referring to the chance of it being on the boss.
Oh, right, because
not
yeah,
bow locked.
yeah, because all we really know is that one of the non-boss items is the big key.
Yeah. Actually, that's true. Then it's probably a 1 in 4 because the boss can't have that. Still.
Well, no, because there's 6 actual checks in Eastern.
Oh, so I did the math. Okay, I did the math right. And then
Yeah.
I started doubting myself. Oops.
Oh yeah, chat pointing out that they do have Dark World access with those myths. They could go to, the Skullwoods Thievestown area too.
Yep, we do have 1 Skullwoods key, but that's a really good way to get your self locked in Skullwoods.
Yeah, and Thievestown, the problem is without the small key, you then orphan the big chest. But we don't have the hammer anyway, so you'd be orphaning the big. Oh, look at what Roach just found inside Spectacle Rock, which Dave's Cloud has not checked yet.
Access to the bow. Roach checking the hint tile. The hints are not enabled in the League mystery weights. There's no option to get hints. This differs between some of the other mystery weights.
So Roach isn't even going to bother with East Death Mountain here. He's got that bow. That means he can full clear Eastern if the bosses are not shuffled, or even if they are, as long as it's not like Trinex.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only boss that they can't defeat.
Right, we have the hook shot, so we can do Argus if necessary.
Yeah. I mean, in that dungeon, Fighter Sword Mothula is fine. Mothula is just not fun in its own dungeon.
I didn't catch that. I'm gonna assume it was Ether on Turtle Rock, but I didn't actually.
It was not. It was Bombos.
Oh.
So no Turtle Rock till we find Bombos, but it'll be right here in Hookshot Cave. So.
We still don't have the hammer.
I'm not doing well on my predictions today. But there's the bow.
Okay, where's Dave's Cloud going now? He doesn't have the mirror. He doesn't have the hammer, so he can't do spike. Oh, he's gonna check the GT entrance requirements. Right. Oh, 7 GT.
7. Well, yeah, okay. So 7/7 standard. We could still be hard pool. This is just modified tournament settings. Like,
watch this. It'll be pet, and the joke's on us.
Yeah. We had pretty big tournament practice races this week with the tournament starting up. Anyone who wanted more practice should apparently just join this seed.
Oh, and Dazed Cloud never checked Spec Rock. He could have saved and quit to the old man and quickly gone and checked Spec Rock and gotten those flippers, which are kind of important.
Yeah, we'll see. That could make a pretty big impact. Oh, first chest. Rage Slash is there. Roach probably going, and I waited to get the bow to come in here, but it was right there. Anyone who checked this right away, and even if they left, like, right after getting the boots, would have saved a lot of time.
I mean, it's not like they weren't told. Oh,
green 20.
That's a bad sign. That could be our extra sword, but it probably means hard mode.
I guess we'll see in a moment. the next time we get one.
It's probably hard mode.
It is vanilla compasses as well.
Okay.
Ooh,
so that puts Death Mountain in Logic and all of Eastern. And our first podgy of 6.
Now, hopefully these runners know some of the routing and the glitches to get around there so that you don't need them all. Oh, getting a dark room on Roach's side. I believe this is the Eastern dark room. Very fast with that hook shot. Days showing how to use that boomerang to get those Gibdos out of the way, because those 2 Gibdos specifically are 2 of the most annoying enemies in the game, at least to me.
Also, I was just realizing, with the flippers showing up, we can almost certainly say this is not an Aga seed. The only exception would be if Aga is in Pyramid Fairy, but we don't know even what the 5-6 crystals are yet.
Yeah, that was a purposeful death on Days Cloud's side. Another dark room from Roach. Yeah, Roach without the Titan's Mitts is going to create some very different routing if he doesn't get up to Death Mountain soon. Oh, yep. I'm trusting chat. They were in Saha's closet. I need to not trust chat.
Yeah, so Roach does have the Titan's Mitts because he very much went to Saha before going into Eastern. And he'll be right back to Saha after this.
Yeah, not knowing the goal, knowing the boots are in here, just going through, completing the entire dungeon. An extra check.
Okay, it is presumably not Randomizer.
Yes, but we've only seen one boss, and I think most of us have seen the game do this. First boss vanilla, second boss vanilla, third boss, nope, wait, I'm on boss shuffle.
And there's our Swamp Small, which is a very important item, assuming Swamp is required.
Yeah, that's a very hard key to find, so it is really nice to have it, especially when you find it in that location. Yes. Pod. Well, we'll see if that's required in the end.
Okay,
there's
so
there's the mitts.
Roach didn't do... Wow, I didn't realize that. Okay, well, now he has the mitts.
We're getting the front of Thieves Town checked by Days Cloud.
Yeah, little does he know that he was supposed to check Spec Rock while he was doing all that stuff on Death Mountain.
Dazed is death warping out, not gonna go check the back. Probably doesn't want to strand that big chest.
I wonder if he's gonna take the Smith on a world tour, though.
That's always an interesting choice. With the boots, it's not too bad.
Too bad he doesn't have the boots.
Oh! Yeah, that would be the other run. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. The thing is, the seed was really nice at the starting. Gave us a whole bunch of our fetch quests, gave us a whole bunch of extra locations, gave us hookshot, assured sword, mitts, and then just stopped. Like, we haven't gotten anything else.
That's a lot of digs today.
Ooh, missed one. As it's... There it is. Okay.
28 digs.
All for some heart. For some love.
So all Daze can really do around here is he can grab the Smith to take it on a world tour. He can check Stumpy and he can check Hype Cave, and then we'll see what he does next.
Pod was a crystal.
Yeah, Pod was a regular crystal, and we had a blue pendant in Misery Mire.
Okay, so Mire... I was going to say probably not required, but if it's a crystal seed, the game likes putting items in... It feels like the game likes putting items in pendant dungeons. Let's go with that. There is no actual weighting to that. And if it's a pendant ped seed, then we'll definitely need it.
So Daze is going to the bomb shop to find out what the 5-6 crystals are.
Yeah, that'll be good knowledge for him and for us. Ice and Thieves Down.
Interesting. So that means that it is definitively not an Aga seed because Ice is hammer locked, so Hammer can't be in Pyramid Fairy.
Single arrow, very hype for the starting of Hype Cave. That's better. We got a Canis Mario.
Yeah, and with Bombos on Library, we really just need that hammer, and we can start going full on into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, we can also now, with the Bombos, we can also do Ice Palace. Now, I'm not sure our runners really want to do Fighter Sword Cold Stare, because that fight is awful.
We still need the hammer to get to Cold Stare.
That is true. I always forget about that particular hammer spot.
Yeah, it's annoying because it's right before the drop down.
Yeah, I remember the first one that you need to get to the item, but I always forget the boss actually requires hammer as well. I've walked up to that way too many times without hammer.
And the Smiths apparently today will take your dime and give you 2 dimes in return.
Duplicating money does not sound very... Well, I guess the laws might be different in Hyrule.
I mean, when you're hammering a baguette all day, anything's possible, right?
Well, that's true. They hammered into some really interesting things, some seeds. You know, like a mushroom.
That's true.
Ooh! Roach trying to use the hookshot to dodge the Lionel, and the Lionel didn't move, and just stood on top of him.
So he's not going to find out about the GT requirement, which may or may not be necessary, because even if this isn't a ped goal, it could be fast Ganon. I was Dave's going to do a Kern jump because he doesn't know about the flippers.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to feel so silly when he gets those flippers.
Oop. There it is.
Still a nice Kern jump on the second try.
Yeah, that one's kind of hard to know when to jump. I didn't read that comment earlier, but in response to what I was saying, it was just a money duplication glitch on...
Yeah, shout outs to our tracker, Professor Renderer.
Yeah, keeping track of all these small keys to make our lives a little bit easier. Got a lot of keys for different dungeons now. One desert, one Hera, one...
Oh, there's our Thieves' Smalls. So, if we ever find that hammer, which, you know, at this rate could be sitting in Blind Cell.
The hammer's gotta be somewhere coming up, right? We're starting to run out of things that aren't hammer-locked.
That's true. And since everyone in chat's now discussing it, Kern ran his retirement stream on Sunday and decided to move on from playing ALTTPR, sadly.
Ooh, we're gonna get a gold check here.
Yeah, so we'll finally be able to resolve that prediction.
5 crystals.
And the pyramid's open. Did you see that? There's a little Ganon print there, so we have 5 crystal fast Ganon.
Well, not needing to get those 7.
So 5 crystal fast Ganon. This now makes things really interesting. We don't even know where all the crystals are. We only know 3 of them.
Yeah, and we can't even complete most of them.
Dazed is going into Eastern without the bow.
Well, on a positive note, even if Swamp is a crystal, it may not be required due to the fact that we only need 5.
Right. So the question is, like, how does the hammer factor into everything? I think we still pretty well need it.
At this point, we need it for a whole bunch of different dungeons. Ooh, Roach. Taking another death. If that Swamp Smolky is going to be required, Dazed could be in a lot of trouble, but with 5 crystals only, we'll see how this all ends up.
And in any case, we're going to need another sword.
Yeah, it looks like I think we actually need the hammer.
Yeah, I think with Eastern and Meyer both being pendants, I think we have to have, just to get to 5 crystals, we're going to need to do something hammer-locked.
Yep. So we have Days doing the checks that Roach did earlier.
And Roach doing some of the checks that Days did earlier.
Yeah. Roach died on the way to Catfish the first time. Comes all the way here for a Thief's Down Small. So, thoughts? Where is this hammer? Where have we not checked?
I mean, it could be something horrible like one of the first two chests in Swamp, but we'd need the mirror for that.
Oh, ew, yeah.
That's the thing. Mirror's locking a bit now.
Yeah.
We can also start into Pod.
Oh, hammer in the back of Pod. Yeah, that would be unfortunate. A comment in chat. Hammer is on head. Yeah, actually, with what the pendant dungeons we know so far, that is actually a possibility.
We'd need the flute to show up first.
Yes, but if we find flute and say a fire source. No, we need fire source.
Oh, we have the fire source. The lamp was in Skull Woods.
Oh, we have the lamp. Okay, so we would need the book or the mirror. The mirror would do it. The lamp and the mirror is all we need.
Okay, come on, Dazed. Start from Mountain. No. But Roach is going to give us our first look at Pod. We only have 2 keys, so not a whole lot is in logic.
Yeah, so this is where you have to keep in mind that the logic does assume, for any of our newer viewers that might not be aware, the logic assumes that you will use the keys in the absolute worst way possible, just to make sure you don't get locked out of a dungeon. And it goes through various iterations of that, just to make sure you can't just lock yourself out of completing the game. So with only 2 keys and the amount of doors here, you could lock yourself in a lot of these rooms.
Yeah, so the only things in logic are these checks that first shooter room check, these 2 checks on the right side, and then the bridge chest and the... What do you want to call it? Stalthos basement?
Just curious.
Oh, did Daze never do... yeah, he did. Was he just arming a water walk?
Oh, arming water walk. Yeah.
And now is he going to use... whatchamacallit? Is he going to use the Cane of Samaria to do Ancilla and get that bow?
He's gonna splash delete. He could have had flippers so long ago. He's gonna be really disappointed when he finds those silvers. Roach just took a death. Okay, purposeful death in Pod. Oh, you just set up a double water walk. Okay. That works too.
Well, he got the bow. He still might need those flippers eventually.
Oh, a sword! We found a second sword in Pod!
And that was in logic, too.
Now, we have a question about the double water walk. Do you know the mechanics of that setup?
Yeah, so he charged the water walk in Ice Rod Cave. But he didn't actually use it. That's why he fake flippered into the water and then got the water walk by going into Waterfall Cave. So he still had the water walk that he charged from Ice Rod Cave to then use when he jumped off of the waterfall by Zora.
Right. Okay. That's good for anyone that was unaware, or people like me that just totally forgot how that worked for a second.
Oh, and Roach apparently got Quake somewhere.
Yeah, must have been in pod here. Oh, we're seeing a nice glitch here called the hammer jump. You get to jump over a pit and walk through a rail simultaneously. As you can imagine, this is relatively tight on where you need to stand.
And Roach is setting up a death warp here because he can't get out because he doesn't have a key to leave the dark maze.
Bit of a discussion about glitch versus bomb jump. I call it a glitch because you're walking through a rail, but yes, it's a bomb jump. I definitely think Roach will be very happy with this Master Sword compared to the Fighter Sword from before. That really does help with some of these Dark World dungeons and bosses. Apart from that sword, we didn't find anything in pod, so it wasn't progression.
Did Roach not do Ruby Basement? I didn't notice one way or another. Maybe that's where he got Quake.
I wasn't looking at that point. I think I was looking at Dazed. We both looked at the same person at this wrong moment.
Okay, thank you, Renderer, telling us that. Okay, but that doesn't answer whether he did Ruby Basement or not. Roach is picking up his bombos.
I would think that he must have done it. If you're going to go all the way back there, you do Ruby Basement. Unless you know there's no items. Is that even possible to know there's no items left? I guess tech. I don't know.
I mean, we have small key shuffle. The only dungeon items that have to be in pod are the big key and the compass.
Yeah, so it seems chat's saying he did. I think it makes sense. There's no way for him to know there's nothing there, so it doesn't make sense to go all the way to the back and not do it. So firstly, we're going to see the script boss, or at least part of the scripted boss fight here. Blind will do the exact same thing every single time you go into this room, the first time you walk in. And I think this is confirmation that we are not on bus shuffle.
Yeah, because otherwise there wouldn't have been Blind Death to rescue.
Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like we are on hard pool. Did anyone say they wanted more tournament practice? Standard hard pool?
But hey, we don't have to go through GT, we know that.
But we have to find all our small keys. I feel like that's worse.
Yeah, but it's still nice to know that we will not be setting foot in GT this seed, period.
Yeah. That happens anytime the crystal count is that way.
And it's fast Ganon.
And it's fast Ganon. You know, thinking about it, could both swords be in GT? Like,
I mean, the other two
GT?
The other two swords could be anywhere. You know, we just need two swords logically required to be able to defeat Ganon.
Okay, so it doesn't matter for this seed because Roach has already picked up Master Sword. But theoretically, before that, they actually might have needed to go into GT to get swords if they couldn't have found them. Still do all 7 crystals.
Oh, look where Dazed Cloud is now. He may finally be getting those flippers and probably won't be too happy about having forgotten them.
No.
But it is making me think that ice may be the next play.
Yeah, we have everything we need except the hammer.
Yeah, but there are 5 checks you can logically do in ice without the hammer, and thanks to Icebreaker, that gives us a 6th.
Dazed picking up the... Dazed is bombing the flippers. You know, if you throw a bomb at your flippers aren't going to work anymore. Big holes do not make for good flippers. We really need this hammer. Like, everything we talk about, you need hammer. We need hammer to finish off Pod. We need hammer for Swamp. We need hammer for Turtle Rock.
So where's Dazed going now? He's done Thieves. He doesn't have the Fire Rod, so he can't do the back of Skullwoods, and he's already done the front. Meanwhile, Roach is going to get his money doubled.
I'm still trying to think of what Dazed Cloud's doing here.
Oh, he
Pod.
wants to make... Yeah.
He hasn't done the Pod dip yet.
But he's only got 1 key.
Oh, that's going to make things a little more difficult.
Because he didn't beat Armos.
So that kill might actually come back to be important. Meanwhile, Roach is also going into the Dark World. Oh.
Dazed is also tight for money when it comes to paying Kiki, so he has to make sure he doesn't get hit after he picks up Kiki.
Always feels nice when you're poor and the monkey still takes your money.
Yep.
4 rubies left.
And that and 6 more rupees will pay off the Smiths, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that Dazed will pick... Well, 5 more now. We'll pick up some rupees somewhere. So, the other problem with not defeating Armos Knights is that Swamp is in fact a crystal. And Armos Knights drop that Swamp small.
We still don't have the mirror to get in, though. But yes, if we were to ever find the mirror, that could make a difference. I'm really thinking, though, that Ice has got to be the play at this point, just because what else is there?
Yep, can't get to Hera. Pod's been checked. I mean, Swamp? No, yeah? You can... There's still a check in Swamp.
Not without the mirror.
Oh, the mirror, right. We just discussed that.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's pretend I didn't say that. This isn't recorded, right?
Without hammer or mirror or book, we're pretty limited in what we can do.
Or flute. Flute could get us to Meyer.
Right.
Yeah, we're stuck. So as our runners check each other's routes and we're waiting for them to go to Ice Palace, quick reminder that If you like what you're seeing, do give our runners a follow. It does really help them out.
And I have to imagine both of these runners will be participating in the main tournament, which begins in 3 days.
Yeah, so qualifiers starting up. If you're going to be planning on joining or playing, good luck. And otherwise, if you're going to be viewing, there's going to be plenty of things to watch. If you're liking what you're seeing today, because it's going to be hard item pool standard.
Just not with the key shuffle.
Yeah, just no key shuffle. Makes it a little easier for the trackers. And makes it a lot easier for us not to forget which keys are where.
Okay, so now Daze is gonna go back, beat Armos Knights, get his second pod key. He's really gotta be hitting himself.
Yeah, and then get the swamp small and go, well, I didn't want that right now.
And then, like, I really feel that both Roach and Dazed are really getting close to the point where they're gonna have to go ice.
Yeah, they're really running out of... Oop, Dazed missed the invisible skeleton.
I mean, I guess Roach hasn't done purple chest yet.
Yeah. It's not too bad, considering he would just save and quit to get there. Another scripted fight. Ooh, a little bit off, but basically on. If you get through the first 2 phases of this fight without getting hit, the rest of the fight you can just tank as many hits as you want. For that lovely health refill when you pick up the crystal.
So let's get another prediction in chat on whether our progression in Ice Palace will in fact be the hammer, or if it's going to be something else like Mirror or Book, which would open Desert, Flute, which would get us to Mire. So yeah, I think once Daze turns in that green pendant and Roach turns in that purple chest, they will be forced into ice.
Probably. There seems to be, it's close. It's half and half, hammer and something else. I've got to, like, it has to be the hammer at this point. Like, that just opens up so many things.
Or else it's got to be something ridiculously linear.
Have we checked Bumper Ledge? Everyone's run past it. Has someone actually looked at it?
Yeah, it was 10 arrows.
Oh. Dazed had a lot of slashes there. Dazed was not happy with that. One of the questions is, what if they're both in Ice Palace? Then I think it'll just be the first one they find.
Yeah, we'll go by the first piece of progression they find in ice.
What?
Oh, because it's small key shuffle, we can get this first chest in Agatha Tower. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah, that's something we both totally didn't mention. This is in logic. Oh, this could be a play. Nope. I mean, it was something good because it was a 20 rupee that was missing.
Probably our silvers. So yeah, I hope for these runners' sake that they do turn up a third sword, because Master Sword Silverless is not a fun Ganon fight.
No, it's really not. But it's interesting to watch if you haven't seen it. So if we don't end up seeing it tonight, some of our viewers haven't seen it, it is worth it's worth taking a look.
And we do have 2 bottles, so we can at least get potions that way, and half magic.
Half magic helps a lot. As does getting Torch Glitch. If you're going to do Master Sword Silverless, don't miss the Torch Glitch. I wonder, both our runners are in Ice Palace. Who could have seen that coming?
Well, Vanilla Big Key, and Dave is going back the way he came, because without the hammer, he can't get the small key in the next room.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've seen that before, but that makes a lot of sense.
This also means that whatever's in the big chest is out of logic.
I think Roach will just be pushing through because he came around to hit that switch. So we're going to see 2 different routes here. He's having a little bit of trouble just getting to the exact spot on the edge. That is a little bit tricky. Did a good job not to fall in, though.
What? Dazed? What was that?
As I'm saying, did such a good job not falling in from walking right to the edge. Falls in a completely normal walk.
I mean, that was just like, sure, let's just walk into a pit here.
To be fair, I think I did something very similar the first time I ever did Ice Palace Bomb Jump. After failing it about 10 times, I got over and walked right into the pit. That was interesting.
So we have Iced Tea and Freezor chest in logic yet, and the big chest we can open out of logic because we stole the big key.
Roach taking an intentional death from a lot of hearts.
Yeah, because he's stuck because he couldn't get that key that was hammer locked.
How have we still not seen anything?
It's gotta be Iced Tea. I can't think of where our progression could possibly be other than Iced Tea chest at this point.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, and I'm not coming up with anything.
But hey, if it's hammer, then we just go and finish the dungeon, right?
What a place for a hammer.
Oh no, he just sailed right into the pit.
Days with some more rage slashes. Seen a lot of those today.
And it's the flute.
Okay, Tamire. Another bomb. Rage
So
slashes, rage bombs.
Our Ice Palace progression was not the hammer.
Okay, Tamire we go. This is very linear. That really doesn't get us anything other than the Mire area.
Yeah, and we don't have the mirror even, so we have Mire Shed and, well, I guess we can full clear Mire.
Mire. Yeah, Mire itself. Well, here's the thing. You gotta complete all the pendant dungeons to be able to finish a 5 crystal seed, don't you?
And we don't even know it's on Ped. As we've discussed, depending where that 3rd pendant is, Hammer could still be on Ped.
Yeah, what if it is Hammer? We're getting closer. If we find a mirror in Mire, and the last pendant is Desert, it could very well be Hammer on pet.
So here we are, more than an hour into a 5-crystal seed, and we have 1 crystal. And that 1 crystal, by the way, was out of logic because it's logically hammer-locked.
Yep. Yeah. So the seed was super nice with the settings it chose, and then went and put the items in really awkward places.
I didn't see what Meyer was, but we have all 3 medallions anyway.
You know what? I missed it as well. I'm sure we're going in if this isn't progression. Yep, we're going in.
Okay, we're just being, shoehorned right into Meyer here.
So, you know what? I'm going to make a prediction that Roach is going to go to Meyer.
You think?
Yeah, that's my guess.
This is some hard last locationing for sure. What do you think is going through these runners' heads? Do you think they feel that they must be behind because there's no way their opponent's last location did that badly, or are they just assuming that everyone did this bad at the last location?
Normally I would say I'd feel really bad in a situation like this, but, come on. Where that flute was, where it's impossible to have a hammer before it. And you didn't have keys, enough key. You don't have the key. You don't have a hammer. I feel like you think everyone else didn't do it either.
Now,
really,
these two...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, really, who's doing hammerless, keyless Ice Palace early?
So these 2 checks on the left side of Meyer are actually out of logic because they logically require all 3 small keys. The rest of Meyer's in logic.
Yay, red boomerang. We can now end. So, oh, that was very fast. Dazed
Yeah, that was
on
nice.
The rail clip. I feel like Dazed may feel a little behind due to some of the things like leaving flippers behind, taking a while to get those boots.
Yeah, honestly, I'm trying to figure out how he's slightly ahead of Roach, probably because of the couple of deaths Roach took.
There's the hammer. And yeah, a couple of the deaths, I think, Roach did the Ice Palace routing very differently, and I think lost some time there as well. Well, okay. So we can now do Pod, we can now do Swamp, we can now finish Ice Palace.
We can now go into Turtle Rock.
Yep.
But it looks like Dazed Cloud doesn't want to do that quite yet. Honestly, there are enough checks in Turtle Rock. I could totally see that being our progression.
Yeah, but I would say you've got clearable crystal dungeons. That's the first place I would probably start.
Ice it is, and that'll give us Pyramid Fairy, too.
I did say we could do Swamp, after we find Mirror, of course, but we can do Pod. We can finish Ice.
Well, Roach would need to find another small key to actually finish Pod. Dazed Cloud could take that small key and rush the boss.
Yeah, I guess with Pod we don't have the keys. I wasn't really considering keys there. Yes, we have a shortage of keys as well. That hammer didn't help quite as much as I thought it would, just because of the key situation.
Yeah, I'm really thinking that Turtle Rock has something, but who wants to go there without rods?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely the most dense location we have left.
Oh, Dazed Cloud, watch your keys. You didn't hit the switch.
This should be interesting. Nope. Because if it was to this dungeon, that would be really helpful.
Hey, there's a non-vanilla cane in the Meyer Big Chest.
That. Hey, we can now actually do Spike Cave. Because that's what our runners want to go do right now. Spike Cave.
Yes, well, except it's not actually in logic because the Meyer Big Key was vanilla, so it was locked by all 3 Meyer Small Keys, which we haven't yet found.
So, out of logic, completable.
Oh, and Dazed Cloud is backing out here, so he is thinking about conserving that key that he's gonna need it, or else to hit the switch.
Just hitting the switch and going back. That is still faster than going through the long way. Now,
yeah,
Roach is, I think, of your mind, it is going, let's go check Turtle Rock.
I mean, you get the 4 small keys so early, you have to wonder if they're pointing to something.
Yeah, but think about it. We got almost all of those keys an hour ago. You have to remember that you got all of those so early. Oh,
that's
we're
what
also going to
trackers
go to
are
a
for.
Tower of Hera. Hey, Tower of Hera check here.
Oh, yeah.
This makes sense. It's completable. It's a crystal.
And we can't even do the basement if we wanted to, so it works out great.
Oh. Yeah, it might not be fully in logic. No, we're good. I was gonna say we might not be in logic completable if the big key's down there, but Roach immediately finds the big key, making that irrelevant. That's unfortunate. And a Cold Stare fight on Dazed Cloud's side. Master Sword Cold Stare.
Well, he's got the hammer out, so he's clearly thinking maybe hammer plus Master Sword spins.
Yeah, if you're looking left and right, the hammer's not too bad. Just don't try going up, because you'll probably hug the puff.
And we're gonna have more or less simultaneous boss kills here as Roach heads into Moldorm.
Yes, Roach going to be taking down the significantly easier boss. Just because I said that, he's going to get knocked off. Yep.
Well, and Dave's got a puff to the face, but still survived. Oh my!
A book. Well, there's another dungeon we can do, and
yeah, we found the desert. We found the desert small key a while ago.
It's a pendant.
Oh, I didn't realize we saw that desert is the 3rd pendant.
I didn't tell right now either, so thank you to our tracker, Professor Ender.
So, at an hour 18, both of our runners have both gotten their 2nd crystals.
And they're both in logic now. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. We're good. Now, I wasn't counting. I'm not sure if there's an item left in Tower of Terror basement, but considering maps are shuffled, I'm going to say probably.
Yeah, I
So
don't
we
know if
got
they
the
got.
compass.
Okay, then there is an item left there.
So that there is, yeah. Yeah, the compass was in the main lobby.
And Dazed is, of course, making for the bomb shop.
And here comes Spike Cave. It's a small key. Oh, that sucks. That would have been great to have while doing Hera, but we're not going back for basement for a coffee break room.
Looks like Roach wants to buy some potions.
Not a bad idea with Flute. Dave's showing off that when you use the hook shot, you can actually dash after with his bomb instead of leaving it behind. Yeah, so one of our viewers in chat talking about, well, what happens if mirrors in that basement? How is that going to feel for Roach? That's, oh boy.
That's curious that the Ice Palace map was in the pyramid, because I thought a dungeon wasn't supposed to be able to lock its own map.
I'm not sure about those settings.
That I thought there was logic in the code that says either the boss has the map or the boss is locked by the map. That is considered logically locked by the map, but clearly not. So Daze doesn't want to do Hera. He is going into desert.
It's an interesting choice.
I mean, if Fire Rod shows up, that would technically be go mode for Daze, because he does have one pod small key that he could use to get to Helmasaur. And he could do Hera and Skull Woods at that point.
Yeah. These are some pretty fast checks in here. See, there's one item already. Desert does not take long to go through, so it's a good way to get some checks out of the way. That's helpful. No Master Sword Silverless for Dazed.
Yeah, even if he doesn't find progression in here, that Tempered makes the dip worth it.
Oh, yeah, it'll make up the time for doing this. Small key to Meyer. Not particularly helpful.
So Roach never did Vitreous.
No. No.
We could have, like, Fire Rod on Ped.
Fire Rod on, yeah. I doubt we're going to find out until the credits.
Well, I guess the big question right now is, what does Lanmo have?
Arrows.
Probably. Speaking of which, bow and tempered sword are the only way we're really going to be fighting Lanmo right now.
Roach with a pretty good fight there. Already done Coldster. With more than a hit left to spare. Where do you think Roach goes from here? Turtle Rock?
Well, I mean, I think he'll probably do Pyramid Fairy.
Oh, just getting the health refill.
So 2 tempered spins per Lanmo is what it takes, or 4 tempered slashes.
Very fast kill there. Getting a compass for all the trouble.
Makes sense since we didn't see the compass anywhere else, come to think of it.
Yeah, we knew it had to be that.
But Dazed must be thinking about a slightly out-of-logic ped play because unless he was... Unless he wasn't counting and didn't realize that Lanmo had the compass. Oh yeah, and remember like an hour, 25 minutes ago when we got that powder and escape?
King. Just for invulnerability. Nope, money. Eventually I'll get one of those, right?
We do have hammer pegs, though. Haven't seen that.
I still think I'd be coming back to, we have it. Is this pull towards Turtle Rock? We have neither rod, but there's so many items there.
And Dazed had a bit of trouble with that Waffle House drive-thru. So I'm thinking Dazed is going to do Hera first.
I don't know, I think Hera makes sense. It's a crystal, you know it's fully completable. Do it and see if you find something. If you find something you need, then maybe you don't go into Turtle Rock.
Oh, and this is our first look at Ether Tablet.
Nope. More rupees!
We'll just pretend that was our butter sword.
With both our runners at 13 hearts, I think we can probably say it was either it was probably a piece of heart or a whole heart. But yep, we can pretend it's the butter sword. Getting a Boots Harapot. There it is.
And
Roach not finishing.
Yeah. Well, he didn't bother with Vitreous either, so it kind of makes sense. He is just not gonna be thinking about Ped.
Solidly banking that it's not required. In the end, due to the fact that it is 5 out of 7 and we only need one item to complete 2 different dungeons, like 2 different items for 2 different dungeons, even if there is one of them on head, it's probably faster to get the other, unless it's locked somewhere. And a quick Moldorm kill. I wanted to say Helmasaur. That's not right.
So that once again evens up our crystal count.
And it's... yeah. And it's the same crystal.
And Dazed is gonna go into TR.
You know, you were mentioning it earlier, and I think it's just feels like the game was pointing us there so much earlier. And that just didn't give us access until now.
Yeah, he can do everything but the right side and Trinex.
Ah! That's a really bad spot for the Dead Rock.
Well, he's got the powder out now and
Yeah.
taking it out on the Dead Rocks.
Well, since you have to wait, he's just showing it off for the stream. For any of our newer viewers that didn't know that's a way you can get past Dead Rocks.
That was a pod key on Ped.
Oh.
So I don't think logic wants us to be finishing pod.
I missed it, but our tracker is saying it was a skull key.
Oh, it said Dark Forest, not Dark Palace. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it. I saw dark and then something that was about 6 letters. I didn't know that they used such colorful language.
Hey, a mirror! On Dave's side, that's fast.
Mimic Cave, anyone?
Can't Daze just finish the game?
Yeah, he could. He could do Swamp now, and I believe he has the pod big key, and he has that one extra pod key and could rush Helma. Probably isn't thinking about pod.
What? Leave. Use the mirror you just got. Walk back out the door? So at an hour and 30, Dazed is in go mode, clearing an uncompletable dungeon.
Maybe he'll get the Fire Rod and do Moth instead. I don't know.
That's, he's not in logical go mode, but he does have the items required to complete 2 more dungeons. It's just not in logic to finish pod. That was a rod. Was that Ice Rod?
Yes, because the Ice Rod's always in TR.
Yeah, it really feels like the randomizer likes putting it in here.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Fire Rod shows up and then he just goes and beats Trinex.
That would be a completely unexpected way to finish this seed. And then goes into Skull Woods. And completes neither of the 2 dungeons we're discussing. And Dazed must still be looking for something.
Maybe he's not thinking about pod.
Yeah, he must be thinking he's not in go mode. And I think you're right. I think he doesn't realize he can finish pod. So we're 3 minutes into go mode and continuing to clear Turtle Rock. This happens. It's really easy in small key, wild small keys to accidentally forget how far you can get in a dungeon.
Yeah, and it was also weird timing because he turned in that green pendant kind of late, and that's when he got the second pod small, and he hasn't been back into pod since then.
Yeah, he gave Saha some slashes for that, but it could be the thing that just lets him finish this seed. Roach is going to go back and check Ether.
Now he definitely has enough pod keys to finish, but he's still going.
Yeah, what? Days? What? Why? I gotta ask him what he's thinking. I'm curious so he went into go mode at about an hour and 30 minutes. I'm curious at what point he realizes he's in go mode. Like, there's no way he knows he's in go mode and he's completing this dungeon. Unless he's looking for the fire rod now that he, like, if he realizes now that he gets it, he might be thinking, well, I'll just check these 4 just in case I can finish this dungeon. Unless he doesn't have the pod big key yet?
Even so, now that he's sitting on 2 pod smalls...
He just mirrored by accident.
Well, I hope he goes to pod and swamp now.
he just mirrored before the last chest on Laser Bridge. Okay, Diz, take a second. Realize what you did. Look at your track.
Oh, there was the fire rod! It was in Hera all along.
It was in Hera basement. Oh, God. As Roach finds fire rod and is in go mode. No, he's not.
Well,
he
no,
doesn't have the
Roach
small
doesn't.
key.
Right.
He needs a pod small. Oh my God.
Days, please remember that you have enough pod smalls at this point to just finish pod, get your 5th crystal, and, you know.
This is great. So Roach is now hunting for a pod small key. Days hopefully realizes he's in go mode. I don't think Days ever checked Spike Cave, so he doesn't actually have the Tower of Hera small key to go get the fire rod.
He doesn't have an invincibility. I mean, I guess he could cheese it on bottles, but
oh,
he doesn't
you're right.
have an invincibility item.
Because he didn't do Meyer. Wow. Oh God. This is yeah. This was something.
And Days continues to do checks. What the heck is he looking for?
Yeah. So 7 minutes into go mode, Dazed has not realized he's in go mode. Like, he's not in logical go mode, but he doesn't need to check all of this.
That was a rude Stalfos.
Yes, very much so. So Roach is on a boss fight. My least favorite boss of the game.
He's right down around the bottom of my list, too.
That... Okay, Mothula actually took hits. This... Is that allowed to happen?
Occasionally. It was impressive with all those spikes flying around, like, on top of Moth, that he somehow...
Yeah, I'm very impressed by that fight.
There's another pod key. Okay, Days, you are so in go mode at this point that, like, you know...
Did forget it's 5 crystal?
I mean, if you hammer Yump and don't open the middle door, you can full clear pod on 4 smalls.
I don't mirror again. The only thing I can really think of is that if Dazed is... Ooh, is Roach doing the Turtle Rock play? Roach will find Ice Rod and be able to complete Turtle Rock for the 5th crystal.
That's one way to do it.
Well, we're going to see 2 different sets of 5 dungeons tonight, or 5 crystal dungeons from our runners.
Unless Roach leaves as soon as he gets the mirror.
Oh my god, he could. He probably will, because it'll be go mode. No! No! No, Roach, just finish the dungeon first. Oh my god, this... Oh boy. I guess it's interesting what would actually be faster, finishing Turtle Rock while in it or doing Skull or Swamp. I think Turtle Rock is a long dungeon. But is it that long?
So what the heck is Daze gonna do now? Does he finally realize that, 4 small keys, let's finish pod?
Yeah, no, like, Roach is definitely leaving as soon as he finds a mirror because he doesn't know Ice Rod's in here. We're going to have some conversations with these guys in the interview if we have time after, because Roach is going to be unhappy when he finds out Ice Rod was in here. I want to know when Dazed figured out he was in go mode. I think Dazed figured it out.
Huzzah! Yeah, Roach is out of there with the mirror.
Okay, yeah, that's to be expected. They each have 1 dungeon to complete now. This could be close. Oh god, this was... this ending, this whole race, we were just sitting here waiting, going, we have no idea where anything is, and then everything showed up in the course of 10 minutes.
Yeah, the really crazy part was, they got funneled to last location, iced tea chest to get the hammer. I'm sorry, to get the flute, which then funneled them to Mire to get the hammer. In map chest, which is not one of the more pleasant chests in Mire to go to. So does Daze not have the big key? Maybe not.
He must not. But even without it, you'd think you can make this play if you have 1. Oh no. So he did need 1 more key, but once he found that.
Okay, so I was mistaken earlier. I didn't realize that. But
Okay, so he wasn't in go mode at 2 keys, but he was when he got that first pod key.
Yeah, the one that he got in Turtle Rock, in Crystal Roller Room, but he went to Laser Bridge anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, but he didn't know it could have been in the vanilla chest. It could have been in Harmless Hellway.
Yeah. Okay, so that all makes sense then. We've got both runners heading towards the back of their respective dungeons. Either one of them going to be going out of their way, just running straight at the bosses. Okay, Roach not doing the diver down glitch. I don't think it makes a huge difference when you're not not looking for those items anyways.
Yeah, we're
This
Dazed is
come
going to get
right
the
down
boss
to it.
first, but yeah, it's going to be close. And any sort of mistake in Ganon from either runner could change the tempo of this game.
Oh yeah, it's Silverless Ganon. Okay. Dazed will be the first out of the boss fight. Actually, he'll be out of the boss fight before Roach gets into it. But yeah, as you said, Drossi, any mistake on Ganon could cost them. And Silverless Ganon, it's really easy to make a mistake. Yeah, actually, good point being brought up in chat. Roach does have the Fire Rod for the Ganon fight as well.
Yeah, so that could, and with half magic, he can use it liberally. So that could definitely make it faster for him to light the torches and fewer
Yeah.
cycles for the phase 4.
Yeah, no, it's much easier to get triples with the Fire Rod than it is with the lamps. So we'll see how well Dazed gets through the triples. They're both going to be coming out of their dungeons, and they're going to be almost on the same screen.
Yeah, this is quite the race for all the total different routing they took.
Yeah, different items, different dungeons at Ganon. Yeah, Roach is like one screen behind Dazed. And Dazed enters Ganon. 145, like 34. 10-second difference. Roach double checking the sign.
Confirming just to make sure.
Taking that extra 2 seconds, probably better than forgetting. Yeah, there's like a 12, 13 second difference between these two. That's tight. That could be like getting 2 extra triples by one player than the other, shortening the number of cycles could just do it. Taking some wrong hits too. Roach at half health, Dazed still at full. Roach at
neither of them has a cape, so this could really
oh, yep. The
make things
Cane
a bit
of Burna
dangerous.
definitely helps. Okay. Potion. It is now an 8-second difference. So Roach is caught up by a few seconds.
Dazed gets the torch glitch. I think that was about an 11-second difference in terms of the Planet Zebus message.
Oh yeah, I lost track there. I was just watching the torch glitches. Okay, here we go. Ooh, Roach.
I think Dazed's up to 5.
I think Roach is at 3. Now Roach is at 5.
And I think that's 9 for Dazed.
I think that missed. I think he's at 6. The Roach is not getting triples.
Well, get your GGs in for Dazed Cloud, who, if he can cross this incredibly dangerous bridge, will edge out Roach here. And Dazed Cloud does cross, finishes first on our restream, second overall with an official time of 1:48.13, beaten by
And Roach
Furious
is done.
Magic, who was 1:44 even. And yeah, Rocha's got that sword up too, so GG's. And he crosses with an official time of 1:48.38, so 25 seconds difference in the end.
GG days.
Hey, is it working today?
Sounds like it.
All right, we're good.
That.
Oh.
I'm wondering if Roach is joining us, because it would be good to get you both in just to discuss this simultaneously.
Sure, I can wait a minute. Not doing anything.
Yeah, just because there's a few things that at the end there we got to discuss, and it'll be great to get both reactions. But any initial thoughts on the seed?
I played dumb. I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing, is I played kind of dumb, and it took me a minute then, and all of a sudden, at one point, I realized, oh, wait a minute, it's beatable. Oh, okay. Oh, crap. And then I did something stupid, like I don't know why I finished Desert Palace. It was just one of those things, like, okay, gotta go get the last, wait a minute, it's a compass. Well, there's 2 minutes I'm not gonna get back. A lot of stuff like that. It was just like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I loved going and getting the bow with the water walk, only to immediately go, oh, the only thing I didn't check on the mountain, that was the flippers.
Yeah, we were really hoping that you would go back for those flippers, and you kept not.
So
there's 4 or 5 things that I really should have gone back for, and I was just like, nah. I mean, the boots
and that kern jump,
Yeah. So actually, speaking of things on the mountain that you didn't get, you never got any invulnerability, so you didn't do Spike Cave. Spike Cave was the small key to Tower of Hera, and the small key to Tower of Hera led to the basement with the fire rod.
That would have been easier.
So Roach actually finished with fire rod and completed Swamp and Skull Woods.
Okay.
So even though you finished within a few seconds of each other, you did 2 completely different dungeons.
Okay. I mean, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense, because I was kind of wondering if I was just missing something completely obvious. And where was the invulnerability stuff then?
Big chest of mire was Cane of Burna. So,
he broke logic Burna that way then.
Yeah, he went and got the vanilla big key without enough small keys.
Right. Okay. So that's what I would see. That's what messed me up there, because I just was like, I'm not going to go do that because it's not in logic. So, to heck with it. But I mean, I broke logic enough times in this, and the moment I realized it was beatable, I was like, stop breaking logic now. Just quit it. But I mean, it was a seed.
We were talking, everyone's been getting so many standard hard pool seeds practicing for the tournament, and we were talking at the starting how this is mystery and it's different than what we've been seeing so much of, and it really wasn't.
Yeah, here's another standard hard pool. Have fun. And I was like, oh, okay.
But hey, you got, small key and map shuffle, and you got 5 crystal fast Ganon.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of nice. I'll get that. I mean, I probably still would have finished it faster if you just given me a straight standard 7, but It was a
I don't
good
know.
time.
Have you
though.
seen some of those practice seeds for the tournament?
Oh, some of them have been absolutely horrendous. Yeah, no. I mean, me and Zethno calmed one like 2 days ago where it just completely screwed everyone there. It was fun.
It's always fun as a commentator, not so fun as a runner when that happens.
Yeah, that's kind of what I kept telling myself. Like, when I know I'm on restream, I'm going to start screwing around and hucking bombs at people and, generally showing frustration that if if it's like a match or like a league race or something like that, I'm probably going to be a little bit more focused on. But, if you're on stream, you might as well play around a bit.
Hey, and we got Roach in here with us now. GG's.
Man, what a seed.
You could say that.
First of all, what were your thoughts on the seed, Roach?
Alright, for not doing any official races in a very long time, a terrible one to return on. I would have actually preferred a cross keys over how terrible this was.
Oh yeah, cross keys, please. That would have been fun. I had my entrance tracker ready. I was all ready to go, and then we got this junk.
Hey, you guys both did your last locationing of Ice Palace at the same time.
Sweet.
Yeah. It was up until Hammer, things like as approaching getting Hammer, things were pretty synced. And then we mentioned it to Dazed earlier, but then you guys just totally split. Dazed found Dazed actually completed 2 different dungeons, finishing. Why can't I figure out what the other crystal was?
I did Pod. He did Skullwoods. Other than that, we got the same.
Oh, and so okay, Swamp's just not there.
Yeah, when I found that fire rod, I already had 3 crystals. Well, I had the 3 crystals at the time. I'm like, all right, there's 2 items left in Skullwoods. Will be my 4th crystal. I only need either Ice Rod to finish Turtle Rock, Mirror to finish Swamp House, or 1 Pod Small Key to finish Pod.
Yeah,
so 3 different items for my go mode.
So some information for you: the mirror, the ice rod, and a small key to Pod were all in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and I was avoiding it like the plague because I didn't feel like going in there. Literally last location, I had nothing left, no options left besides TR at that point.
Yeah, so when you found the mirror and you mirrored out, then like the next almost 2 chests were also completion for you. It was definitely interesting to watch the split at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, my rustiness, definitely the death on my way to Catfish, or just my really bad game fight in general, just cost time.
You actually picked up a little bit of time on Days Cloud in the first few phases. There we go, of Ganon, but you lost a little bit of time in phase 4.
Oh yeah, definitely. I missed 3 swings, I think, and I am not good at getting the triples, so I usually don't even go for them.
Yeah, Fire Rod would have been nice. It would have made that fight a little. It felt like I was doing this back in the old days without even, just not even trying for triples or anything. Just because with that lamp, I'm just kind of going, I'm just going to play it safe. Screw it.
Did you find out where the Fire Rod was? Did they tell you?
Yeah, they just told me I had to go into Spike Cave for it because I was thinking about going into Spike Cave after TR.
It wasn't.
It wasn't Spike Cave.
Technically, it was. There's a small key of Hera, and it was in Hera basement.
Ah, yeah, okay, that's what it was. Right. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that. I would have gotten that small key and just said no.
Because I did Hera, jumped down to Spike Cave, and I'm like, I'm not reclimbing this mountain for this.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all there.
So my plan after I went back to the basement here and got that fire rod was actually to go to TR originally after that if I didn't get anything there. But the fire rod, 3 items for go move, 2 items in the skull. It was a pretty good option.
Oh yeah. I don't blame you. It's funny. The ice rod though was literally the big key chest of TR. So if you had continued just a little bit farther, you would have been in go mode that way as well.
And apparently there was a small kid of pod there as well, so I've been go mode 3 different ways.
Yeah, that was my problem, is because I didn't know where the big key was in pod. So because I had gone in there only with one key at first, and
So I went
yeah.
along.
Well, see, I didn't have the big key to pod, so I was kind of sitting there like, okay, if it's locked behind like Harmless Hellway or the like vanilla big key chest, I'm screwed.
Dark U, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was right there. I just picked it up, and then that was easy.
Yeah, the difference was Roach went in the first time with 2
Yep.
pod smalls due to
Because
completing Eastern.
Yep. I actually, even though we had the hint of Uncle right in the beginning for the boots in Eastern, I'm like, everyone's going to be rushing to that. I'm going to avoid it.
Hey, me too. I got it in like 45 minutes.
Yep, because it's like when I did my fake flipper to Zora, saw the bow, I'm like, oh, that's annoying. You know, if sequence broke the mountain, immediately got flippers. I'm like, gonna get this bow, gonna go complete Eastern, get my boots.
Yeah, Roach, you actually got that. You got those boots before Dazed because Dazed skipped Spectacle Rock.
I'm good at this game.
We're both amazing at this game.
It was. You guys were just making us look ridiculous because we started talking about, hey, that boot hint was there right away. Maybe we'll see the runners dip in early to grab those boots. No one went there.
Yeah, all I know right now is I need to get this up and watch this race back.
That'll be some entertainment for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, the latter half got really interesting. The first half was us just sitting around guessing at where we thought the hammer was going to be.
Go ahead.
That hammer location was awful.
What I was really amazed about was that you guys took totally different routing and then converged on ice as your last location.
Well, you don't want to go into ice without the hammer, right? So, and then
or a small key.
Yeah, or a small key, because I had to walk back for that.
I actually I did the icebreaker in the beginning and had to take a death warp to get back to the beginning to continue because I had no small key to continue. It's like, damn it.
Yeah, that was that was a messy race there, but anyway, hey, fun, had a good time.
I was like, after seeing all those green 20s, I'm like, oh god, don't tell me this is Master Sword Cap. Please don't tell me this Master Sword Cap. But when I finally found the temper, it's just a sigh of relief.
Oh yeah, once I got over
you already have
the hearts, it was that, yeah.
It was the
you already have the fire
shield.
shield.
True, that's what I did kind of remember thinking to myself that, yeah, fire shield probably means we're not on the expert settings, so yay.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. I said it's hard to remember all the little weights on certain things. I mean, hey, at least we started with that one sword.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna get going there, guys. Thanks for the restream and everything there. Hope everybody had fun watching it. Thanks to trackers, everybody. I'm gonna take off. And GG's there, Roach.
Yep, GG. Good luck in the next race. Well, if we ever race again.
Yep.
We probably will.
Probably.
I mean, there's this tournament thing coming up.
I was contemplating on joining it. I wasn't sure if I was going to this time around or not. I've made it past the qualifiers every tournament, but I always get knocked out in that first group stage.
Well, definitely good luck to both of you if you decide to join in the qualifiers.
Yep, appreciate it.
Outside of that, any final thoughts before we start our wrap-up?
Who rolled the seed, so I know to never roll a seed again for me.
That was Professor Renderer because I accidentally used the $sign instead of the exclamation point because I never know which one to use.
So, gotcha. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to be heading off here. Thanks everyone for the restream, trackers, commentators, all that stuff.
Yep. On that note, yeah, we got to thank both our runners for joining us. And again, if you did enjoy what you were seeing, please do follow them. Their Twitches are in chat. We got to thank our tracker today, Professor Render, because especially on Small Key Shuffle, that's a very tough job. I'm Zethno, and I've been here with Jossie.
Yeah, it was awesome working with you again.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got any final thoughts here?
Well, just to let people know, if you want to see an intentional fast Ganon seed, we do have one for you at 2 p.m. tomorrow on Speed Gaming 2. That'll be our Fast Friday daily race. So tune in for that.
Yeah, but I think definitely in general, tuning in, don't forget to follow this Speed Gaming channels. We're on Speed Gaming 3 here, but there's also Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6 with a whole bunch of A Link to the Past, but also a whole bunch of other games. Always got something going on.
I think we're going to be sending you over to Super Metroid Rando League now on the Speed Gaming main channel, which is going through most of the night right now. So with that, I'm Drossie. Again, great working with you, Zethno. And thanks for tuning in, everyone.